It is time for Friday Night Live, and before we get started, I just wanted to show you my view. Look at that. Pretty nice, huh? It's very nice and quiet up here. It rained just a little bit ago, but just for a short amount of time. And now the sun is, I can't find it for you. It's over there. You can see the shadows, so you can tell where it is. The lake is beautiful. Everything is very lush and green. It is really gorgeous and peaceful here. Most of the time, sometimes the black flies and other bugs find you, but for right now, it's pretty nice. I don't see anything. Last night, as if you saw on my Facebook, there were a lot of lightning bugs out. They seemed to be more active before I went live. But anyway, Mila. Hey, Mila. Say hi to everybody. There's Mila. No cats tonight, just a dog. Matthew wanted to bring a cat up because there are some mice in the camp, or at least in the ceiling, but we haven't seen any this time. I heard a little bit of a scratching sound, but that's about it. But anyway, I'm gonna come inside now, and we're gonna do some stamping in my little cabin. That dog is gonna want to come in because I came in, but Peter will let her in, I think. So I'm gonna turn you down. I'm gonna put you in the holder and turn you down. So let's see here. I remembered my full setup. Aren't you proud of me? I didn't remember everything, and you'll see that in a second. But I did remember what we were gonna do. So we're gonna make a Z-fold card tonight. So I'm gonna need a paper trimmer. Let me see if I can reach around and get that. All right, I'm gonna need a paper trimmer. And I'm gonna need a piece of, I'm using Misty Moonlight. Now, the first step in preparing this is to measure down 3 inches from one side on one short edge. And so you can do that a number of different ways. Maybe put this up here and measure 3 inches. Let's see if you're seeing that. Yeah, that's on camera. And then, now, so that's 3 inches from this edge. Now on the other edge, I want to measure 3 inches in. So I'm going to put this at 3 inches and just measure that from the ditch right there. So you can use a ruler. I don't have a ruler with me. I just have my paper trimmer. The car is usually full enough. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut from that mark down to this mark right here. And let's see, so the sun is setting, and that's making it a little bit difficult for me to see. So I'm going to have to cheat a little bit here. Okay, so that's where that one is, and I'm gonna swing this edge around until I get the other mark in the ditch. So I want to make sure those 2 marks are in the ditch, which they are now, and then I'm going to cut. And so now I have 2 pieces. I could make 2 cards if I wanted to, and I might, but I'm only going to make 1 card on camera. So now what we're going to do is we're going to score it at 3 inches and 6 3/4 inches. So so this is 11 inches long. So if I am scoring at 6 3/4 inches, 6, let's see, 6 3/4. All right. That's going to give me this. I'm just trying to figure out which side I'm supposed to be doing this from. Hold on. Let me think for just a minute. Let's see. Let's see if I do it on this side. 6 3/4. 6 3/4 from 11 is 4 1/4. That's what I want to do. So I'm going to have my short edge over here to the right. You know what? If I'm wrong, I've got another piece, don't I? So I've got my short edge over here at 6 3/4. Then I'm going to move it down to 3 inches. Okay. So I have my score lines there. Let me get my, see if I brought my bone folder. I don't think I did. Nope. So we're going to just score it by hand. I mean, fold it and burnish it by hand. So there's one fold line. Oops, and I actually want it the other way. And then I'm going to fold the other way. So it's a Z fold. So let me show you what that means. So when I stand it up like this, Z. Z for Z fold. So if you remember that you want the short little piece on the front, you'll be good to go. Now, this is actually a card inspired by one that one of my team members did, Rachel Sherman, at my last team meeting. We had a shoebox swap, which meant that people prepared the supplies for all the other team members to make one of their cards. And so she did a diagonal Z fold, and so I'm going to show you how to do it as well. So I'm then bringing in some paper, and I'm bringing in a couple of different patterns from the Wildly Flowering Designer Series paper. So let me show you some of the patterns there. Got this pretty crumb cake and mauve mist and misty moonlight white and probably early espresso paper. Got a bunch of different designs. Let's see, you've got this one a little more flowery. Got some of that wild wheat. Now, and I will say that wild wheat's growing on me a little bit. I still think that on its own it looks like baby poop, but you know, I can get over that for right now. All right, so those are the beautiful, beautiful little patterns. So there are 3 sections that I'm going to apply Designer Series paper to. This little one, this one right here, which is the, one of the middles, and then on this inside. So I'm going to start with the back first, and I'm going to have that be this Misty Moonlight floral pattern right here. I'm going to cut a piece that is 4 by 5 1/4. So 4 inches. I can get 6 of these out of one sheet here by 5 1/4. And I'm going to show you, now obviously we have to trim that down a little bit, don't we? Because it's not working right now. It's a rectangle and the back is a diagonal. I'm going to show you how to do that very easily in just a minute. Okay, let me set this paper aside. For the middle, and I always start with the largest to the smallest because I'm actually using both sides of this, one side for here and one side for here. So if I start with the largest one, I can cut some remainders down for the other one. So I'm going to bring in this, and I'm going to cut 3 1/2 by 4 1/2. Now I'm going to do the 3 1/2 measurement here. By 4 1/2, because I want, well, doesn't matter with this one. This one's the one that I'm going to be using is non-directional. That one's going to go right here. And then this is going to be the front. And I'm going to make this one 2 3/4 wide by 3 1/2. So you just have to be paying attention. You want your Designer Series paper to be cut in portrait orientation. So 3 1/2. Let's see, I gotta look and see. Is anybody? Oh, hi Betty, nice to see you again. Betty just got this suite yesterday. So the Wildly Flowering is part of a suite, And right now, the Stamp and Die bundle is on sale, 10%, an extra 10% off. Now you all know that normally bundles are 10% off, but now it's an extra 10% off through the rest of June. So this is 3.5. I'm going to put these measurements up on my blog a little bit after I finish here today. And then I want 2 3/4. So you don't have to worry about writing down the measurements. I'll get that for you. All right. So I think I'm done with that for right now. So this one's going to go on the front, and then this one, and then this one in the middle. Now, what we want to make sure we do here is we want to make sure we get that angle just right. I can't just cut any old angle, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to find my paper snips that I have laying around here somewhere, because I just put them on the table. I really did just have them on the table. Where are they? Oh, goodness. You know, you would think that it would be easier to find things when I have less stuff, but it doesn't seem to be working that way. Oh, goodness. It's got to be right. Oh, it's under my stamps. I found them. Okay. So when you want to make this angle, let's start with the back one. This is, if this were a half sheet, this would have been 4 by 5 1/4 for the layer to go inside, which is what this is. So I've got the 4. Let me bring this up to you. And I would normally have the same border around the left side, the right side, and the bottom. And you can see that this is coming up, but what I want to do is I want to move this up just a little bit. So if my normal border is this much, I'm going to bring this point up to the edge of the paper. So you can see now that this border and this border is about half what this border is. So then I'm going to hold this very tightly and flip it over and trim. There's my dog trying to get in. Now I usually make long, nice, smooth cuts, but this one worked. Now I need to get some adhesive, and I guess I didn't bring my glue adhesive, so we're just going to use my Stamp and Seal tonight. All right, put that right in here. And you can see now that I've got a nice border at the top, sides, and bottom. And I'm going to repeat this process. Now, you always want to lay it on the way it will eventually go. So I start with lining it up so that all the borders that are there are equal. Okay, and then I'm just going to move it up a little bit and trim off. You just want to make sure things are pretty straight when you're doing it. And the cardstock gives you a nice cutting edge. It helps you helps your scissors align. So we're gonna just take a little bit more of this. And my husband's gonna get up and let the dog in so she's not totally annoying. I think he will anyway. And then we want to do it one last time to this piece right here. So that would normally be the way it's going to be. We're going to move that up a bit. Hold it. And cut. Thanks, honey. All right. And there we have a beautiful border. And these colors are just so beautiful together. They really, really are. And so we have nice edges everywhere. All right, now you might be thinking, okay, well, this is all pretty dark. Where am I gonna write? You'll need a piece of white paper, right? So I've got some white cardstock here. And now you have a choice. You can put a layer right here, but that's such pretty paper too. I think I'm gonna put my writing layer right over here. So this, remember, this is just the back side of this middle one. So I want the same measurements that I used for this one, which is 3.5 by 4.5. So I'm gonna cut a piece. Here's my 4.5. Then I'm gonna cut it to 3.5. All right. And again, we've got the same issue here. We want to cut it down, so we're going to slide this up. Make sure it's nice and straight. I'm going to hold it steady. Hold it firmly. And cut. Now cardstock's a little bit harder to cut, but it still cuts. And so there we have that layer right there. And the angle is the same as the card underneath it. Oops, I put that one a little bit too high. You know what? I'm going to leave it because it's stuck down now. But there is the basics of our card. Now we just need to decorate it a little bit. And here is where I have to confess, I forgot something. I was going to show you how to decorate this using my Thoughtful Wishes stamp and die bundle. And I can still use the stamps, but I forgot to grab my mini machine from work. That's where I keep it because that's where I hold my classes, and bring it home with me to bring up here. And then of course I forgot my large machine too because I wasn't thinking about it. Because I was running really, really late, and my son does not do well when I do that. So I was going to use one of these little flowers, just die cut that out, probably just white for a nice little accent here. Maybe a white and a misty moonlight. Would have been nice, right? Oh well, that's not happening tonight. And it also means that I can't cut a label using my Unbounded Love die and stamp set. So this is another bundle that is on sale. So all the bundles are on sale. All the stamp and die bundles are on sale. So I was going to use this one, but I can't because, you know, I forgot it. I should have just cut some ahead of time, but I didn't because I thought, oh, I'll just show you. Oh well. So I do not fear. I do have another solution. I also brought up my paper pumpkin because paper pumpkin is great to take on the go because it's just a little box. In fact, I brought a block. This is the block that you get with all the kits, but it's also the block that you get with your first paper pumpkin subscription, your first and only paper pumpkin subscription. After that, they come without blocks. But I keep this one here at the camp in case I forget my other blocks. I didn't forget it. See, it's here, but in case I did, I had this one as a backup. But I brought up the May paper pumpkin, which is the best there is. And I've only done 3 of the cards while I'm up here because I've actually been working and trying to clear my email inbox. But look at the beautiful cards that this makes. So I've got matching envelopes, and this says, "You're the best there is." And then there's this beauty too that says, "With love and admiration to the most amazing person." And these were the die cuts that came with it. So this was a stamping set. And then this one, which I love, 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 this paper. This was Happy Father's Day to You, and I just made that one. So I brought this, and I knew I wanted to work on it anyway, but it also had a Misty Moonlight ink spot in it. So I didn't have to bring a big ink pad because my card is going to be using blue anyway. So that worked out nicely. But what's also great about Paper Pumpkin is that you get enough labels so that there's usually an extra one, and there is in this one as well. So I can bring in one of these extra labels, and I can add it right here. I can do that one, or I could bring in, I'm not going to bring in the one that almost looks like a baseball base. I could bring in this one. I think I want to bring in the larger one, and I'll probably scoot this over here a little bit, or will I do this way? I don't know. I was gonna die cut some pretty things to kind of come off here, but I can't now. So we're just gonna go with this, I guess. So let's go ahead and bring in the stamps that I was gonna use. I think I'm gonna bring in this Thinking of You Fondly. So, Thinking of You Fondly. That's this one. And I haven't mounted it yet. So I'm going to remind you, in case it's been a while and you've forgotten, how you can easily mount these stamps. So you take off the backing once you've punched that out. And then you look at the sticker sheet, and on the side that has the parts where you peel it off, you're just going to peel back those little pieces right there. And then you're going to take the whole sticker off. And you're going to place the sticker itself on the block. And then you can take that off. And now I'm just going to line this up. Oops. So I'm going to stand on top of it and, whoops, you know what? Even though I should be just going by the shapes, I have to have my words right side up. So I'm looking and I'm seeing that that's all covered up. I don't have anything sticking off the edges. And now I have that perfectly aligned. And I can take it on and off. I want it on because I'm going to be using it. I do want it centered though. And that's as easy as it is to mount a block. So let me just go ahead and ink this puppy up. This thing's a little bit smaller than I want for this, but I'm going to show you how we can fix that. Here's Thinking of You Fondly. And I'm going to bring in another one of the stamps here. I'm going to bring in this little, I don't know what they are, maybe tulips, probably tulips. Poppies maybe? I don't know. If you've watched me any length of time, you know that I think flowers are pretty, but I don't really know what they are. In fact, I posted a bunch of the things that are blooming up here on my personal Facebook page. And I just put the pictures up. And then one of my team members commented about all the different things that she has blooming around her. And I mean, she knows all the names. It's very impressive, but me? I'm not very impressive. I don't know the names at all. All right, so now I've got that going on. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in just something to stamp on. And
no,
what? Hey Matthew, Mom's doing a live, okay? We're just gonna put some flowers right down here at the bottom. And I think I will continue that along the whole bottom edge. that's a way you can make a larger label smaller, or at least accommodating the size of the sentiment that you have. So there we have that. And now I think we just want to put that on here. And I'm going to use some dimensionals because popping them up is always preferred. And again, just for ease, I'm going to take the dimensionals that came in the paper pumpkin kit and put those right back here. All right, let's see. I think I got them all. Oops, one more. I don't have any gems. Should have brought some gems. But what I do have is I have some of the In Color jute trim. And this is boho blue. You know what? I don't want boho blue, I don't think. Even though I think the boho blue would go nicely. I think, let's see how would this baby poop go. No, I think I am going to use the boho. Maybe I'll use some both. Let's see. Well, let's cut a piece. Now, this is really, really thick stuff. And so here's a way to make it thinner. You can just try to unravel it a bit. You can try. I'm succeeding. So then you've got a very thin strand. It's much thinner, much softer, much more pliable. You can do something with it. All right. You know what? Maybe we could do both colors. Maybe that would look cool. I don't know. But that would mean that I'd have to find the end here, and that is, oh, where are you? I can't find the end. All right, so boho blue it is. And we will just maybe make a little bow here. I kind of like how it looks a little crinkly too. That's kind of cool. And we could just put a little, do I want to put it there? Do I want to put it up at the top here? Probably up at the top, right? What do you think? Give me an answer. Making up color names. No, I'm not making it up. That's what everybody calls it, Stacy. Baby poop. Wild wheat. But it's baby poop. It's yucky. If you've ever been a mom, you know that I'm not making that up. It looks just like baby poop. So I'm going to put a little dot. Again, I've got a sheet of these that are perfect for traveling. Left over from other paper pumpkins or kits. I'm just going to put that right there. Trim the ends a little bit. And there is our card, our little diagonal Z-fold. See, pretty easy, right? Those angles don't have to intimidate you. All right, now I did want to show you one other thing. So you see this paper. So we do have some paper like it in the catalog. And it's really one of my favorite papers. This reminds me of the beach. And I live at the beach. Well, I don't live at the beach, but I live in a beach community. And so it really does appeal to me. And it is part of the Country Woods Sweet collection. So there's the paper. And you can see that some of the other papers are what were inspired for that kit. This was the inspiration for that kit. Now, part of the other suite is this Country Woods bundle. And let me show you what my teammate and Friday Night Live viewer, Sheila, sent me. So she sent me this beautiful, this cute little birdhouse card made with the Country Woods Suite. Again, die and stamp bundle are on sale at an extra 10% off right now in June. And look, it just opened, the birdhouse opens up and there's a cute little birdie inside. Isn't that adorable? So stinking cute. So stinking cute. So you can think outside the box. It doesn't just have to be a background. She made a birdhouse out of that paper. Fantastic. So anyway, I'm going to take my phone out of the cradle and I'm going to flip you around. Here I am. So thanks again for joining me. It's a little bit unorthodox. I'm always forgetting something when I'm up here, but you can make do, especially if you've got those paper pumpkin kits hanging around. They come in handy for a lot of different reasons and they save space. So if you're camping or doing any traveling this summer, you might want to think about either picking up a kit from the kits collections or subscribing to Paper Pumpkin, because fabulous on-the-go project, especially if it's raining, which it rained for just a little bit today. So thank you so much for joining me. If you are interested in placing an order in my online store for maybe one of the bundles so that you can get that extra 10% off, I am going to be putting a link in the description here very shortly. I just have to make the post public. My lives always post as private, and then I have to switch them to public. So I'll be doing that shortly, and then I will be also updating my blog with the measurements for this diagonal Z fold. Let's see. Not only are the Stampin' Die bundles on an extra 10% off sale right now, but the Stampin' Cut and Emboss Big Machine and the Stampin' Cut and Emboss Mini are both on sale at 10% off. And those do not go on sale. So if you have been trying or thinking about getting one of those, now is the time. Oh, and I think that's it. If not, I'll be sending out some emails. I know that my card club class sign up is going to be coming into your email inbox shortly. So if you have not yet subscribed to my emails, the link for that is going to be in the description of this video as well. I hope you have a great rest of your Friday, and I hope your weekend is even more wonderful. We will see you soon.